All right. Perfect. Hand stays up. If you didn't, hey, I didn't see you come in, Damien. All right, hand stays up. Perfect. You should have also received an assist flip chip on the way in. So that, perfect. If you will put that in your upper left-hand corner of your mat, that is going to be easier for me to see. So flip chip in your upper left-hand corner of your mat. And that's your way of letting me know as I walk around. I'll be giving assists. If you're like, nah, not for me, let me be, you can put the no up. You're welcome. And if you're feeling up for your assists, then you'll flip the yes up. And you can change that at any time during the class. Here you go, Colin. If you get the strap, just make sure that it's unhooked. So like yours is going to be hooked here. You'll just unthread it. All right, so everyone has either a PVC pipe or a strap. Is that right? Cool. One more. There we go. Perfect. And I'll give you a little bit more information about what we'll be doing with that in a moment. So those of us tuning in online or virtually, we have Lauren and Jill. Welcome. So what you will need, we're playing with a PVC pipe or a strap today. You could either use like a broom. If you have one of those mops where the stick like unscrews from the head of the mop, you can use that stick as well. Or you can use a strap. So a yoga strap, you can use the belt to a robe or a belt that holds up your pants. Those are going to work as well too. You want something relatively wide for what we're going to be using it for. And okay, we're all set up. So what we'll be doing today with the PVC pipe with the strap is we're going to discover inside of our practice neutral spine and some of the important parts of the practice where a neutral spine is required for long, safe, healthy poses. So this will help us get a sense of what our spine is doing in space. It's not something that we can always feel when you're in the middle of a room kind of moving your body around. The strap or the pole is going to give us something called proprioception where we can get a better sense of what our spine is doing in space as we move. So there'll be a couple points in the practice where you'll be using this in order to feel that out. And what I get out of my practice is I really kind of get on purpose about creating my spine in this way is not only does my back feel a million times better at the end of class, but I also have the parts of my body where there are a lot of tightness, my hips and my shoulders. There's a really deep release that's made possible when our spine is stable and those other parts of our body are what we start to move. So we'll look for that in our practice today. Are you guys ready? Guys and gals, let's get started, and we'll do that in child's pose. Good. Bring your big toes together, your knees to the width of your mat. Take your hands shoulder width distance or wider. I like to feel for the sides of my mat with my baby fingers to kind of feel for a good width. And then rest your head on the ground. Take a deep breath in through your nose right away and exhale through your mouth. Take a couple breaths like that. And the first couple poses in our practice are what we call the integration series. And what's possible here is pulling your attention from all the things that are not in this room right now as a way of calling your attention, calling your power back into this moment, this space, and becoming more and more present of your body, your breath, and just what's happening right here, right now. So after this first couple sighs, seal your lips. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose evenly. Your breath is one of your greatest tools for calling your attention back. And so just feel your breath in your body for 2 more. Feel your ribs move, feel your belly move. Take 1 more breath here. And then lift your body up to downward facing dog. Keep your hands wide. So fingers, baby fingers towards the sides of your mat. And that'll be different depending on how wide your shoulders are. So guys, typically your arms are going to be wider, maybe even off the mat a bit. Ladies, your hands might be a little bit more narrow. Now create your base long and wide. So almost everyone, take your feet an inch or two back away from your hands. Your heels will probably not touch the floor. That's okay. Now bend your knees. Press your hands down and forward deep into the floor, like you're going to stretch the front of your mat towards the front of the room. And from that press now, send your butt cheeks up and back towards the wall behind you. That's it. Get as much length from your fingertips up through your hips as you possibly can. And now back to your breath. If you've lost it, come back. You can always begin again. Good. Open your eyes. Set your eyes to a point somewhere on the mat between your hands and your feet. You have the tool of breath. You have now the tool of drishti. Both of these incredible pillars are pulling and gathering your attention into this time and this space. The last pillar is your foundation, your hands and your feet. Wake up and spread your hands and your feet into the floor, right? So they're not just there doing something. Put your attention on all 10 of your fingertips, and dig your fingertips down into the floor. Go ahead, press the big toe mound of each foot into the floor. So it's just a new way of relating with your hands and your feet, the way they are relating to the floor. Get present there. And now feel from the pressing down, is there a lift up through your arms, through your legs, to the center of your body, the pit of your belly? Can you feel that from floor pull up into core connection? And then breathe. And what you'll notice as soon as you have that is the fourth pillar, tapas, starts to kick on, and that's internal heat. I usually feel my shoulders begin to warm up, the back of my legs begin to warm up. Stay and breathe. Take one more breath in, a full breath out. Look at your hands and step up to the top of your mat. At the top, grab your pole or your strap and come up to a halfway lift. So whatever it is, pole or strap, stick that into your hip creases. So you'll go right up in front of your hips. Good. If it's the strap, go wide. Go as wide as you can on the strap. If it's the pole, go as wide on the pole as you can. Now bend your knees enough that you can press your heels down into the floor and drive the strap or the pole back. So you're using it to press your cheeks towards the back of the room. You'll notice, as I often do, I start to lose the front of my feet as I do that. So press your heels, reground the big toe mounds on each foot. Now, as your hips go back, stretch the top of your head forward. Feel for your whole spine to get long and all the joints along your back to open up. You got 2 more breaths here. Bend your knees more, most of you. Yeah, and it'll make this a more easeful length through your spine. Beautiful. Take 1 more breath, crown of the head forward, press it forward. Now ragdoll pose. You can let the strap or the pole glide down and around your spine. So this is the opposite. Now the front of your hips get shallow, your tail tucks down, and your back is rounding up and over. Breathe. Press your heels down. Feel for that heat, that warming up the back of your legs, maybe up into your lower back. As you drop your head, you might even feel it over the crest of your skull around to your eyebrows. Good, take a couple of breaths. I like to focus on really breathing into the back of my ribs here and see if you can play into all the structures along the backside of your body, creating a little bit more room, a little bit more movement. Good, take 1 more breath in. Blow all the air out. Pull your belly strength up and into your body. Now drive your heels down, and on the inhale, unravel your spine. Come all the way up to stand. Just leave the pole on the floor. At the top, reach your arms up. Open your fingers up. Stretch them out from your palms. Look up, stretch up, maybe stretch up and go back. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Samastitihi. Set an intention for your practice. So this is your mental focus, what you came here to do today with your practice for yourself. Set it, and we'll begin with 3 ohms. Take a breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose, reach high. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold, belly to the top of your thighs. Now inhale, lift halfway up, hip creases back, press your head forward, plant your hands, step back, high to low, push up. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Good, soften your knees, press your seat up and back. So plenty of time here to elongate your spine, create that space. And then together, breathe in. Together, breathe out. Move your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through your feet, stand up. Reach your arms high, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Keep your knees soft. Low push-up, take it back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 2 more. Last breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or jump, feet to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. Extended mountain pose. Lift the sides of your body up towards the ceiling. Forward folds. Halfway lift up, stay long through your spine. Low push up, take it back. Upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, foundation. Hands, feet, get intentional about how you set your foundation. Take 1 more breath in. Bend your knees, get ready. Jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, forward fold. Extended mountain pose. Open up your hands. Fold to the floor. Halfway lift up. Plant your palms, low push up. So where are your hands? Where are your feet at? Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Snapshot your hands, snapshot your feet. There's something about knowing where your hands and feet are that makes you aware of every other point between your head, your hands, and your feet. So get present. Take a breath in. Bend your knees, get ready. Jump, feet to hands. Halfway lifts. Forward fold. Extended mountain pose. Press your feet down, reach your hands up. Forward folds. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breathe together, 2 more. Breath in. Bend your knees. Jump. Half lifts. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Full breath in, pause at the top. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths, 1 more Sane. Link your breaths together. 2 more. Breath in. Bend your knees. Jump. Half lifts. Fold. Extended mountain pose. You have all the time you need for a full breath in, forward fold, and a full breath out. Halfway lift, so it's going to be nothing extra. Low push up. Full exhale, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in, bend your knees, blow it out, jump, feet to hands. Halfway lift, and fold. Grab your pole, chair pose. So if I say pull, it also means strap, from those of you who are using the strap. Grab pole or strap. Grab the pole or the strap. So grab a strap or the pole. Yep, take it wide and stick it back into your hip creases. Now feet hip width distance apart. Check your feet. Good. Press your pole or your strap back into your hips and so your cheeks go as far back as they possibly can without you falling backwards. Good. Now get more engaged through your feet. So as your hips go back, you'll notice it takes more through your feet to stay. And that means drive your heels down, squeeze your heels towards each other a little bit. Good. Now breathe right here. Every exhale, settle your hips back a little bit further. 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, fold, keep the strap of the pole. On the inhale, lift halfway up, press your hips back, use the pole or the strap. Set it down, step back, high to low, push-up, flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot to your right thumb, warrior 1. 1 inhale, press your back heel down deep, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left foot, warrior 1. So step, reach up, breathe. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Set your eyes, 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Bend your knees. Jump. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair, grab the pole. Stick the pole in your hip creases. Now feet on 12 o'clock. Create your foundation. And it's going to take creating it over and over again. I always feel like by now I should know what my feet are doing automatically. After 23 years, it hasn't happened that way. So put your attention back on your feet. Press the center of each heel into the floor. Good, Colin. Press the big toe mound of each foot into the floor. Now, can your hip creases go back further? What's that new level that you have access to through your feet? 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. Keep the pole or the strap. Fold over the pole or the strap. Lift halfway. Press your hip creases back. Pull or strap down. Low push-up. Take it back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. So just flow. 1 breath. Reach up. Low push-up. Good enough. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior 1. It's just a simple step. That's all you're taking. Low push-up and flow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Set your eyes, 3 breaths. Get right here. 2 more breaths. See what you see, feel what you feel. Last breath in. Bend your knees. Jump. Half lifts. Fold. Chair pose, grab the pole or the strap. All right, so now that you've worked your hips and heels all the way back, now that you're pressed back, see if you can hold the pole or the strap where it is, and can you reach your hands up? So you can see I lost mine. The trick is pull your belly strength up away from the pole or the strap. Stretch your arms up and forward as you sit your hips down and back behind you. Now 2 more breaths. Can your heels press down more into the floor? Get organized through your heels and your foundation. Take 1 more breath in. Keep the pole folds. Halfway lift. Good. Low push-up. Take it back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Steps. Kind of feel out what you've got. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior 1. Lunge deep. Reach high. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath in and let a breath go. 2 more right here. This moment. Last breath in. Bend your knees. Get ready. Jump. Half lifts. Fold. Grab the pole, chair pose. 5 breaths. Set your feet. Hips back deep. And from your new foundation that you're recreating right now, is there an even deeper seat you have access to? As a way of waking up your legs, the muscles, the strength, as a way of opening up the back of your hips and your lower back. Take 1 more breath in, fold to the floor. Lift halfway, low push-up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Low push-up. Up dog, open your chest up wide, downward facing dog, left side warrior 1. Press down, lift up to the sides of your body, go high, hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog, Downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath. 2 more breaths, one more time through. Breath in, bend your knees, jump, feet to hands, half lifts, fold, chair pose with the pipe. What new access can you create here? And so as I look out through the room, what there could be is more space between your baby fingers and the sides of your hips, where you can almost get this sense that you're so long from your fingers to your hips that you're hanging in the stretch of your body. Like all of that reach starts to hold you in this deep squat. Good. Beautiful. Take one more breath in, reach more, and then fold to the floor. Lift halfway up, hips back, head forward, low push-up, take it back. Upward facing dog, unravel your body. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one step. Reach up, maybe go up and go back. Hands to the floor, low push-up. That's it. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, move and breathe. Let your body's wisdom come to the front. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath in. Open your mouth, clear it. Now inhale your right leg up and back. Up and back. Press your right heel to the back of the room. From your right baby finger to your right heel, get as long as you can. So really press into my hand strong. With all that length now, bend your top knee, open your hips, stay long, and flip the dog. So you'll step off the right side of your mat. Good. Now right away, press your bottom hand down into the floor. Press your 2 feet down into the floor. So notice that you can feel your hand and feel your feet without seeing them. That's kind of the power of this pose. You're going to lose sight of your contact points. Can you feel them now instead? Good. Paige, press your heels down. Good. Press even all 10 of your fingertips down into the floor. Even here. Take one more breath in and then flip back. High plank. Bring your big toes to touch. Side plank. Heels to the right. Left arm towards the sky. Press both heels towards the back of the room strong and reach the top of your head towards the front of the room. Lengthen the front and the back side of your body. Good. Deb, press your head forward more. So keep pressing through your heel and really stretch your head forward. So you get as long through your whole body as you can get. That's it. Take a breath in. Deb and everyone. 2 hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Downward facing dog. Take a long breath in. Blow it out. Lift your left leg up and back. Create space. And that might mean, and for most of you it does, bend your standing knee a little bit. So bend a little bit. Good. Now from the press of your right hand, can you lengthen your right hip crease back? So you're getting as long through your spine, as long through the sides of your body as you can. Now bend your knee, open your hip and flip. With all that length through your spine, take it over. All 10 toes face the back of the room. So you're going to turn your feet like that. Here we go. Good. Damien, turn your toes towards the back, so go the other way, like that. Good. And this side, do the same. Good. Now press your heels down into the floor. You might feel your thighs begin to go up. Good. Relax your shoulder blades onto your back. So your way to wheel are shoulder blades onto your back. There you go. Take 2 more breaths. With every inhale, get a little bit longer. It's your last breath in. Now flip back. High plank, big toes touch. Side plank, heels to the left. Right arm to the sky. So as I look out, I see a lot of us with the knees. Our knees are kind of bent, almost kind of like that squat position here. Press through your back heel. So whether your feet are on the floor or not, press through your feet, squeeze your leg muscles to the bone, and now press your head towards the front of the room as though my palm were on your head and you're pressing into it. Get that full length. Nancy, press your heels way back. Good. Now feel how your whole body starts to cinch in. Take a big breath, stretch all the way out to your fingertips, your toe tips, hands to the floor, low push up. Feel how awake you are now. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Big breath in and a full breath out. Step your right foot to your right thumb, crescent lunge. Grab your pipe on the way up. Right, so you can always adapt. If you want to drop your back knee or something here, you can do that. First step is take a big lunge, as big as you can, and set your pelvis up as neutral. So to do that, press your front heel down into the floor. You don't have to do anything with the pipe yet. You can just kind of have it down. Yeah. It's the nice thing about the 90-minute classes. We have space, right? We don't have to hit the poses right off the bat all the time. Stack your front knee over your front heel, and now drive your front heel down into the floor. What I watch for is the front of my pelvis lifting up? If not, bend your back knee enough that when you push your heel, the result is your pelvis goes up. So it's not a crunching from your abs, it's your connection to the floor. You're pressing your heel so strong that the front of your pelvis pops up on its own. Good. Once you've got that, take your pipe or your strap down the backside of your body. So if it's the strap, go long. Really use like the long tails of the strap. If it's the pipe, use the top and the bottom. You don't want to be like this. It's going to start curling you around. So go long. That's it, Greg. Place the bottom right in your, excuse my language, your crack. So you're going to put it right here. And then set the pipe or the strap up the back of your spine across the base of your skull. Now inside your lunge, check, is the top right at your tailbone touching the pipe? If not, tuck or untuck your pelvis until it is. So for me, it's right about there. Next spot, check the back of your ribs. Are they on the pipe? So most of us, our ribs are going to pop forward. Gather your front ribs in towards center and back onto the pipe. That's it, Adam. Last checkpoint, the base of your skull right behind your ears, called the occiput, is that against the pipe. So you'll pull your chin in towards your throat and stretch the top of your head up to get that point. Now breathe. And as I look at Adam, Adam's back leg is kicking into life. It can be like that, right? So some areas will open and release, and other areas are going to start waking up, maybe for the first time in a while. Stay and breathe. Give it 2 more breaths. Relax your shoulders a little bit if you can. Good. Now here's your last breath in. You're going to keep the pipe, and on the exhale, tip forward. So you'll keep the neutral spine as you tip. That means your right hip crease goes back. The top of your head presses forward. When you can't tip any further, bring the pipe in front of your chest. Take a breath in, pipe or strap, and exhale, twist to the right side, crescent twist. Keep the long spine. Take a breath in. Can you twist a little bit more? So this is going to put you in your leg strength. Take 1 more breath in. Twist a little bit more. And then hold. Stay and breathe. Pipe to your chest. So go up across right there. Good. Right. If some of you are dropping it to get to your thigh, can you trust that your legs are strong enough to hold you? You don't have to hit your thigh to hold yourself up. Take 1 more breath in. Blow the air out. Come back to center. Keep your front knee bent. Drop your back heel down. Warrior 2. Oh, yeah. Vitality. It helps me to remember, bend your front knee, warrior 2. It helps me to remember, like, this is all your legs are designed to do. This is it. They're bones and muscles. There's no organs. It's bones and muscles and blood. Your legs were designed to work. This is what they want to do. Come into them and breathe. And how can you come in a way that you could be here for 10 minutes if that was the ask? So for me, it's pressing my feet down more and allowing the floor to lift everything up. Okay, so pipe or strap now behind your back. Switch the grip of your hands. Tailbone to the pipe, back of your ribs to the pipe, back of your skull to the pipe. And now breathe. Can you soften your ribs into your body with every exhale? Good. Take one more breath. See, you're a little bit more settled now. And tilt. Keep the pipe right where it is. Extended side angle. So as your tailbone angles back, your head angles forward. I'm immediately confronted by the tension in my groin and my inner thigh, so it might be like that. Press your front heel down and breathe deep. Inhale up along the pole. Exhale, settle down into your feet. Take one more breath in. Pull to the floor, hands to the floor, high to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Good. Clear it out. Sounds like you're already doing that. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge, grab the pole. Crescent lunge with the pole. Drop the pole down. Once you've got your feet set, your pelvis neutral, drop the pole down the back of your body or the strap. So vertical. That's it. That's it, Erin. And then Erin over here, she's going to check, is her tailbone on the strap? Not quite. That's it. So she'll lift the front of her pelvis up. That's everybody. Now are the back of her ribs on the strap? No. She'll gather her ribs in the center. There it is. Now is the back of her head, and there's a groan there, right, at the ribs. So there might need to be a groan or like, oh, relax a little bit. And then the last step is the base of the skull on the pole of the strap. There it is. Now breathe. She's going to feel a lot of stretch going on, probably especially along the back side of her low back. I usually feel it up between my shoulder blades really strong. Keep pulling back here. Good. Give that one more breath. You're going to keep those touch points. Now tip forward. Keep the contact. When you cannot tip anymore without rounding, that's where you stop. This is your crescent twist. Take the pole of the strap to your chest. Keep yourself right here at this angle. Press your back foot down. Firm up your back leg. So that's your stability. Now twist to the left side. Good. Take a breath in. Get long along your neutral spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Strengthen your back leg up. Good. Inhale, get long. And exhale, twist. Strengthen your back leg. One more time. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Inhale back to crescent. Stay in the lunge. Warrior two. Drop your back heel down and in. Stay with it. So you have the tool now aside. You have the ability to create effort and ease, and they can both be there at the same time. Good. Press your heels down into the floor, sink them down. From the press of your heels, feel the rebound up, creating a neutral spine. Good. Strap or pull down your back. So set that neutral, feel it. Yeah, know where to get to, right? So if you're in the next pose, you're missing something that could be present that would make the next pose completely new. Like that thing you came to shift in your body, you could have just missed the shift that's possible. Everyone, gather your front ribs in to the center of your body. So a big exhale, gather your front ribs down and in, like that. Good, now keep them there, breathe vertical. You feel your upper back gets the stretch, right? Take one more breath in, extended side angle, keep the pull. Good, that's it. Wilden's doing awesome. So left outer hip is stretching back, yep. Top of his head is stretching forward. And with every exhale, he's going to ease the back of his ribs on the pipe again. 2 more breaths. Use effort and ease. Take one more breath. 2 hands to the floor, step back, high to low push up. Feel your body out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Bend your knees, look forward. Jump, feet to your hands. Halfway lift up and fold to the floor. Grab your pipe or your strap, chair pose, right into your hip creases. For those of you that are like, this practice moves too fast, you're probably not thinking that right now, right? So yeah, take the moment, set your feet. Jenna's feet look great, awake, alive. They're driving into the floor. Now drive your hips back. Use the towel, not the towel, the strap or the pipe, right? And of course, if it's so deep you can't manage it, come up a little bit, right? So you're going to play with where is sustainable for you. Good. Now take that polar strap behind your body. Keep your hips back. Create a neutral spine. Tailbone touches. Back of the ribs touch. Back of your head touches. Good. Take a breath in. Now tilt by dipping your hips back, so you're deepening your hip crease. Lengthen your head forward. When you cannot dip any more without rounding, take the pole to your chest. Take a breath in and twist to the right. Good. Keep the pole against your chest, so it's touching right up here. That's it. Inhale, lengthen, hips back, head forward. Exhale, twist to the right. So untuck your tail like that. Inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. That's it. Take one more breath. Twist, touch the edge. Now chair pose. Keep your hips back, reach up, pull over your head, and fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. This is a good moment in the practice. You can catch your big toes, bend your knees and pull down. If that doesn't make sense in your body, you can just do fingertips on the floor or hands to your shins. Good. Breath in. Open your mouth, clear the palate, breathe out, and then grab the pull your strap, chair pose. Set it up. Good. Feet parallel. So you'll take your heels wider. Perfect. Good. Now squeeze, as you press your heels down, squeeze your heels in towards each other and send your hip creases way back. Just before you fall, that's where you want to be at. Good. When you got your deepest seat, take the strap or the towel behind your back. Neutral spine. Breathe. As your legs revitalize here, they need more oxygen. So deep breaths. This is where your breath, it's no longer like a yoga thing I do, or it's like I'm a good practitioner or something. It's a necessity at this point. Good. Pull to your chest. Keep the pull right at your chest touching. Take a breath in, get long, untuck your tail, and twist to the left side. Inhale, get long from pubic bone to crown. Exhale, twist to the left. Lengthen, twist. That's it, Paige. One more breath, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Feel your deep abdominal muscle squeeze. Come back to chair. Push the pipe over your head, hips back, and fold. Gorilla pose. So good. Open your feet up. Step onto your palms. Drop your head all the way down. Let your head drop. Drop your head all the way down. Drop. And if you're like, I've already dropped my head, drop it again and just see, yeah, you could drop it again. There's like another layer of release that's available to you. Okay, give it one more breath. And I'll step off your hands, grab your pull of the strap, come all the way up to stand, eagle pose on the right side. So you'll set it behind your back again. Feet together, bend your knees. Keep your spine neutral but vertical, and then wrap your right leg over your left. Bend your knees first. So bending your knees first will not only get you more stable because your leg muscles are on, but it will also allow you to wrap tighter. Now as you wrap, press your left thigh to the left against your right shin, and pull your right shin back against your left thigh towards the right side of the room. So your legs are pulling everything into center. See if you can get that to the point where you feel the front of your pelvis lifts on its own. Good, and then step down, switch sides, switch the grip of your hands. Bend your knees, wrap your left leg over. All right, so one way to approach this, I did this for a long time, was like to do a crunch to try to get the front of my pelvis up, and the result was that my back rounded. So I lost neutral, and then my low back would start to hurt after a while. Instead, can you squeeze your legs together so much that your belly just starts to bound up? It's coming from your inner thighs, not from your abdominal muscles. Then you might find that you can create that neutral spine rather than rounding forward. Give it one more breath. And then step down. Switch hands with the pole. Standing leg raise once you've got it. So you'll lift your right knee up to hip height. Same thing here. Press your standing heel. So standing foot at 12 o'clock. Soften your standing knee. Right, so it's just soft enough that you can press your heel down. Now from the press of your heel, lift up to the top of your head. Tailbone to pole, back of the ribs to the pole, back of your head to the pole. Good, take a breath in, and now open your leg to the right. Can you keep the pole and your back right where it is? And then breathe. Notice how your drishti becomes essential at helping you. When you see what you're seeing like that, you can really feel what you're feeling. You can feel what your back is doing on the pole or the strap. Give it one more breath. Come back to center. Bring the pole to your chest or the strap wide to your chest. Now you know neutral. Keep it. And on the exhale, twist to the right. Just 2 more breaths. Get tall. Twist to the right. Keep your chest on the pipe or the strap. One more breath. Twist to the right. Come back to center. Airplane pose. Keep your chest pushing into the pipe or the strap. Kick your right leg towards the back. So Adam, try the strap right here. And you'll push your chest into the strap. And with your hands, pull the strap back. Like your arms want to go back and your chest wants to go forward. Good. Now from that, all that stretch forward with your chest, all of you have got that, kick your right heel back. So from heel to heart, you are as long and open as you could possibly be. Good. Keep the strap on your chest, open to half moon. Keep the strap on your chest. So Colin, can you press your chest up into the strap? Can you get the strap to touch your chest? Yes. Take a sigh, sink your standing heel down. You might need to soften your standing knee. Now from heel to heart, get long and open. One more breath in. And then 2 feet to the floor and fold. Bend your knees. Yeah. Soften all the way down. Sometimes a little like jujitsu chop on the hamstrings or your butt is in order. Yeah. All right, grab your strap or your pole. Press down through your feet. Come up to stand. Left side, standing leg raise. Pole behind. Switch the grip of your hands. Lift your left knee up to hip height. Good. So right down the back of your body. Hug your front ribs in towards center. Hug your chin in towards the center of your throat. And stretch the back side of your body up the pole or the strap. Now leg to the left. Good. Keep your hips with the same relationship as your spine. So a lot of you will discover your leg is not going to go all the way out to the left. 2 more breaths. Come back a little bit. Right there is your neutral. Breath in. Come back to center. Pull to your chest. Now keep the pole on your chest or the strap on your chest and keep your shoulders on your back. So this is going to set your shoulders up well. Kick your left leg back. So as you send it, chest goes forward, leg goes back. As opposed to the pole or the strap falling off your chest and rounding, press and lengthen heart to heel. 2 more breaths. Good. Kick back more. Ratsana, really kick through your back leg. That's it. Now take a breath in. Keep all the kick back and open to half moon. Yeah, the tendency will be to coil back in. Can you stay pressed out into the pipe, back foot into the back of the room to make the transition? 2 more breaths. Kim, chest forward more. So imagine you have that pipe. Press your chest forward into the invisible pipe. Good. So it's here. Press into this pipe with your chest. Yep. Heel back, heart forward. Last breath. 2 feet to the floor and fold. Bend your knees. Fold it all the way down. Take a breath in. Blow the air out. Good. Come all the way up to stand. Grab the pipe or the strap. Tree pose on the right side. Go vertical. Good. Check tailbone to the strap or pole, back of the ribs to the strap or the pole, base of the spine, base of the skull to the strap or the pole. Now drive your standing heel down and lift up through the sides of your body to go up. So rather than popping your ribs and losing your center, hug into center, that spine line, and lift vertically up. That's it. Take a full breath in, and then step down and change sides. Switch the grip of your hands. Tree pose on the other side. Right, tree can be one of those poses that we just kind of rush through because it feels easier than the other balancing poses. Or it can be this gathering in and integrating of everything you learned in balancing, and to see that you can create this tall, strong, powerful stance on one leg. And if you can do this on one leg, what happens when you get 2 feet back on the floor again? Good. Press down. Hug your front ribs in. Lift all the way up through the top of your head. Breathe in. Good. And then 2 feet to the floor. So you're going to get to try it now. Feet at the top of your mat. Take the pole up overhead. Create that now. Press your feet down. Lift the front of your pelvis up towards your navel. Hug your front ribs into center. Press all the way up to the top of your head. So get all the length you can. Now go up and go back. Rather than popping, not popping your ribs, not popping your hips, lift up as much as you can and go back. 2 more breaths. Can you get as much stretch as possible from your chin to your pubic bone? Take 1 more breath in and then forward fold. Oh. Inhale, lift halfway up, get long. High to low push-up, take it back. Upward facing dog, roll your shoulders back. Downward facing dog, press back. Step your right foot between your hands, grab the pole, triangle pose on the right side. Put the pole at your chest now. Good. Straighten your front leg, tilt into your triangle pose. Keep the pole at your chest. So that means like Beth will have it, at the same angle as her shoulders. And as she tips, Beth and everyone, you're going to drive your back heel down deep into the floor, just like you did in that tree. Lengthen all the way up the left side of your body through the top of your head, and press now your chest into the pole. Good. 2 more breaths. See how that sets your shoulders onto your back, deep into your upper back. Take 1 more breath in. Blow it out. Press your feet down to come all the way up to stand. 10 toes face the left long side of your mat. Keep the pole across your chest. Fold. Side facing, wide-legged forward fold. As you fold, keep pressing your chest into the strap or the pole. If your chest is pulling off, bend your knees to free your hips enough. that your sitting bones can roll up and back. 3 more breaths. Take your heels wider. So you've got parallel feet. Yes. Good. Breath in. On the exhale, drive your feet down into the floor. Keep pressing your chest into the pipe to come all the way up to stand. Turn to the front. Keep the pipe where it is. Pyramid pose. So as you take your fold, press your chest forward. Deepen your right hip crease back to come into the fold. Beautiful. Breathe now. Breathe and soften into the shape. So deepen your hip crease back this way. Untuck your tail a bit. Yes. Yes. Good. Now take a breath in. On the exhale, twist to the right. Keep the pole where it is. Press your chest into the pole. Take a breath. Twist to the right. Take a breath in. Twist to the right. Hands to the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Step your left foot forward, triangle pose. Grab the strap of the pole and bring it across your chest. See if you can do this without touching your bottom leg. And what it means is that you're creating a whole new relationship with your feet and the ground. This is the grounding series. Good. Press your front heel, press your back heel, and from your heel, especially the back one, all the way up the right side of your body, create tree pose. So it's like you're balancing on that back heel. Really press. Good. Now both sides of your body lengthen to the front, especially here. That's it. Chest up into the pipe so your shoulders roll back. Relax through your shoulders. Let this be easy. Yes, that's it. Take 1 more breath in. Blow the air out. Press your feet down even more and stand all the way up. 10 toes face the right side of the room. This time take the strap of the pole behind your back, wide. Knuckles down, chest up, breathe in. And on the exhale, fold. Take the pipe or the strap behind your head as you come down over top. Press your heels down into the floor so you have the counterbalance to your upper body tipping forward. Ratsana, parallel your feet. Yeah, that's it. See if you can relax your shoulders enough that the strap or the pole drips down towards the floor a little bit more. Good. 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath in. On the breath out, press down through your feet, polar strap to your back, come all the way up to stand, flip it back to your chest, pyramid pose, face the front of the room. Set your feet, soften your front knee. So you've discovered how much your knee has to bend in order for your hip creases to be deep. Bend your knee that amount and deepen your left hip crease back. Press your chest forward into the strap or the towel. That's it. Now 2 breaths here. Feel all that length from your hips up through the top of your head. Shift your weight forward, Beth. So more weight in your front foot. That's it right there. Good. Now polar strap to your chest. Okay, bring this across to your chest. Roll your shoulders up and onto your back. Take a breath in. Stay long. Exhale, twist to the left side. Good. Press down with your feet. Get longer. Twist to the left side. Press down with your feet. Get longer. Twist to the left side. Hands to the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. Oh, take a deep breath in. Blow it out. Slide out. High plank. And lower all the way down to the floor. Grab your pole or your strap. Locust pose. Set it up across your chest. Wide. So those of you who are going narrow, you're probably not going to feel a whole lot except for tension in your shoulders. Go wide. so that you have enough room that when you pull the strap or the pull against your chest, your shoulders naturally set onto your back. You're learning how to set this alignment up naturally. You don't have to muscle and force and do all that. Your body already knows it. We're just tapping into that wisdom. Okay, so pull the strap or the pull against your chest. So my friend right here, have them touch like that. Now press your chest forward and lift your legs back. You lift up automatically. It's like you can't not lift up. That's what you want. Now breathe right there. Good. Stretch your toes for the back. Stretch your chest for the front. Take one more breath in. Get as long as you can. And lower it all the way down to the floor. Soften. Take a breath in. And a breath out. We'll do it again. Set the pull or the strap against your chest. Nice and wide. And now press your heels to the back. Your chest forward into the pipe. The floor is going to work as your friend to set your ribs in. So you don't even have to think about what your ribs are doing. The floor is doing it for you. Good. Now 2 more breaths. Good. Really pull this against your chest so it's taut. So really pull up. Now press your chest forward into that strap. That's it. Take 1 more breath. Stretch heel to head and lower it all the way down to the floor. Soften. Good. Up next is floor bow. Bend your knees. Catch the top of your ankles. You can do this one at a time. Gather your knees in, hip width distance or closer. I like to get my knees to touch because they're going to open automatically once I go back. So get them in close. Lena, bring your knees together behind you. Like that. Cool. Now kick your shins towards the back. As your shins kick back, it's as though the pole's in front of you, and now you lean forward to touch your chest into the pole. Breathe into the stretch across your collarbones, at the base of your throat. Full breath in, and lower it all the way down. Good. You can bend your knees, windshield up your legs side to side 1 time. And then second set, reach back with both hands or catch the other side. Gather your knees in, kick your shins back. Allow your shoulders to be drawn back. Do that. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and allow them to be pulled back onto your upper back. Deep breaths. 1 more breath in and lower it all the way down to the floor. TikTok your legs side to side. Give it 1. Cool. And then set your hands wide and deep right next to your bottom ribs. Right? So we're learning how wide we need to be for our shoulders to naturally set back. Set your hands wide. A lot of you are still really narrow. Now press your hands. Feel for your shoulder blades to naturally move onto your back when you push your hands down. So do that and undo that a couple times. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up for a second. So when you push, feel for your shoulders to naturally, like you don't lift, your shoulders naturally pop up. That's it. So now push, let them naturally pop. Now press all the way up, upward facing dog. Good. Shoulders sit on your upper back. Push your chest up into the invisible pipe now, all the way up. You might be able to drop your head back. Take a big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your hips back. So good. Breath in. Open your mouth. Ha. Drop to your knees. Camel. Grab the strap or the pole. So hopefully what you're getting is your alignment will hold you in poses. You don't have to muscle so hard. So as you sit up in camel, tuck your toes, stand on your knees hip width, take the pole back to your chest. Go nice and wide. That's it. Let your shoulders drop back off of your chest. Now press down through your feet, down through your shins. Gather your front ribs in towards center. So we're taking everything we learned. Lift the sides of your body up to keep the length, and now press your chest up into the pole and breathe right here. I can feel my abdominal muscles starting to kick on, and the result is like that feeling. It might be like that. Can you breathe? I've learned that's a sign I have to breathe more. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. Stay for the out. Now press your shins down, lift your chest up into the pole, Downward facing dog, press it back. Lengthen everything back out from your chest up through your hips. Yeah, be willing to bend your knees. Give it one more breath. And then drop to your knees, second set camel. Option this time, same thing to play with. You can be here, or if you are feeling like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good, I'm breathing, I can hold it. Your next step, can you drag the pole across your chin and stretch it up overhead? The ability to do that will be press down, lift up through your spine with your ribs in, and now keep pressing your chest up into that invisible pole. 5, beautiful. 4, if you feel like you sag at all, push your shins down more. 3, really good. 2, 1, pull to your chest, chest up and out, downward facing dog, press it back. Take a deep breath in, blow it out. Look at your hands, step or jump to a seat, lie onto your back, bridge pose, grab the pole or the strap. Good. Plant your feet hip width. Press your feet down, lift your hips up, and then the towel or the strap. Keep saying towel. The strap or the pole to your chest. Now lift your hips up once you've got that. Good. Victoria, move your feet maybe like a half inch this way. Perfect. Press it down through your heels. Press your shins towards the front of the room. Now press your chest back into the pipe. Let your ribs pop up for a moment. So for those of you who like use the muscles to pull your ribs down, let those muscles be relaxed now. Keep pressing your chest back into the pipe. Yes. Feel how your shoulders naturally drop into the floor. That's good. Keep stretching your chest back. Now can you settle with every exhale? It's a settling of your ribs towards the center of your body. And I know when I get this really strong stretch up between my shoulder blades, up across the back of my neck. It almost makes it feel like I'm getting an eyebrow lift naturally, if only. Good. Give that one more breath, and then lower it all the way down. We're going to do one more bridge. Get a breath on the floor. Good. Lift your hips up. Chest, pole or strap at your chest. So you'll set it up. Notice you can get there quicker now. Your body's remembering. Now you could stay here or now push the pipe over your head towards the wall behind you. Continue to stretch your chest towards your chin, towards the back of the room. Now can you stretch the pipe all the way back and get a stretch through your armpits, through your biceps, through your forearms, through your wrists. I'll even feel this on the outside of my wrist. I can feel a stretch out there sometimes. Good. Take one more breath. Get long and lower it all the way down to the floor. Okay, you can keep doing those. We're going to do 4 more back bends. So it can be that or it can be wheel. So take a breath. Know where you're going to go. If it's wheel, bend your elbows. We've learned now how wide our hands have to be to free our shoulders. So set them wide. Have them go wider, a lot wider. And then on the inhale, press up. If it's wheel, it's that same action of shins forward, ribs in, chest back. Good. Now 2 more breaths. Breath in, last one. Tuck your chin, come all the way down. Get a breath on the floor. Set it up, and then come up. Lachlan's up there waiting. Meg is up there waiting. Paige's up there waiting. This is your key to staying in the pose. When you get this stretched out in it, the pose starts to hold you together. Take one more breath. If you can stay, stay. Tuck your chin, come down. If not, get a breath. Good. And then come right back up. There are 6 of you, 7 of you staying in the pose. And I know for you to stay, you have now got that action of shins forward, chest back. You are fully stretched out to your edges. Take one more breath. Tuck your chin, come down if you must. And now you've got one more. Get a breath. And come back up. Jen is still up. Heather's still up. Amanda's still up. Colin's still up. 5, 4. If you want what they've tapped into, push your shins forward and press your chest back for 2 more breaths. That's it, Lachlan. Last one. Tuck your chin, come all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Good work. Feet together, knees wide. Rest your hands. You'll probably notice as you are tapping into alignment rather than just muscling, yeah, like there's been work, there's no question. But it's not tight, tense, forcing work. It doesn't feel like force anymore. You're tapping into a completely new way of making action happen that doesn't demand force. That's power. Your access points are getting present through your gaze, your breath, your foundation, and then stretching out into your edges, which means like take up space in your body, on your mat. Good. Dead bug pose. And your dead bug, feel for the same action you did with the pipe, but now it's the floor. So the base of your skull to the floor, and that might mean you're catching your thighs instead of your feet. Try catching, my friend right here, catch down here, your thighs, and let your head drop back. That's it. Head to the floor, mid-back, back of the ribs to the floor, tailbone to the floor. Good, now breathe right there. Give that one more breath. Keep your spine, your head right where it's at. Stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, so we're setting up for stability. We've done all this work to open and stretch. Now we're going to hug in and create a strong container for it. Keep your head back. Stretch your arms down the mat. You can sit on your hands if your back needs a little more support. Otherwise, keep your hands down alongside your body. Bend your knees enough that your tailbone can touch the floor. Good. Now keep that. Take a breath. Lower your right foot to hover. Pause. Check your touch points. Tailbone, check. Back of the ribs, are they touching? Check. Back of your head, is that touching? Check. Breathe right there. Now, if you have all those touch points, could you go lower and see, like, where's the edge right when I'm about to lose my touch points? Take a breath in, and then switch your legs. Try the other side. Check. Tailbone to the floor, back of the ribs to the floor, back of the skull to the floor. How low can I go? And stay and breathe. Good. And if you can't sustain it, right, you're too low. Even if you got it for a moment, if you can't hold it, you're too low. Take a breath in, and then switch sides. Take a breath in, switch sides. Take a breath in, switch sides. Take a breath in, switch sides. Keep going for 30 seconds. So if you're here with a neutral spine, like la, 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 you can go faster. If you're going faster, breathe faster. Right? If you're here, like just kind of holding neutral together, you're at the perfect pace. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs go up. Take a breath in. Lower your legs a third of the way down. Take a breath in. Lower a little bit more. Take a breath in. Lower a little bit more. Keep your head on the floor, but can you lift your head a millimeter off the floor? Just a millimeter. Are your shoulders still down? Are your ribs still down? Is your tailbone still down? Take a breath. Legs go back up. We're going to do it 2 more times. Take a breath in. Lower your legs a third. Just pause right there. Get your touch points. Back of the head. Good. Back of the ribs. Tailbone touch. Take a breath. Lower just a little bit more. Take a breath. Lower a little bit more. Head a millimeter off the floor. 5, 4, 3, good, 2, 1. Legs go up. We're going to do it one more time. Get a breath. Good. Lower a third of the way down. You're feeling what it takes to stay centered. Lower a little bit more. Take a breath. Lower a little bit more. Lift your head 1 millimeter. And sometimes it's doing the littlest thing. Your whole being sets on fire and no one will even notice it. Right? Feel how much hugging it takes. Cool. Legs go up to the sky. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock and roll forward and back. 1, 2, 3. On the third one, boat pose. 1, 2, 3, boat. Grab your strap or your pole. Strap or pole right up to your chest. Yeah. So you could have your feet on the floor. You could have your feet up, knees bent. Like you kind of have that. You could have, I'd start there. We'll start there. And then chest up into the pole. So some of you are kind of down here. This is kind of cheating. Go up here, right up to your collarbones. Now press your chest up like that. Keep your front ribs tucked in as your chest goes up into the pole. Cool. Now if you can lift your legs, lift them up. Whoo. My abs are doing the feeling. And if you're there and like, okay, I still have some capacity, straighten your legs. 5. 4, let yourself struggle a little bit. 3, if you can breathe and you can stay, you're in the pose. 2, and 1. Cross your shins, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Take it all the way back. Half pigeon on the right side. You can take supine half pigeon lying on your back. Supine is nice because you get the floor, again, kind of acting the same way the pole did. Keep your feet active here, and that's your front foot towards 12 o'clock. It might not be exactly 12 o'clock, depending on how close to 90 your knee is. So you just do your best with that. And with your back foot, tuck your toes into the mat. Breath by breath, the action that you're playing into here is that same action that you took on with your chair pose. And it's of deepening your right hip crease back. Right? So not even through squeezing or pushing. Exhale by exhale, can you let your right hip crease become deep and soft? And what you'll run into is the tension that prevents you from sitting back further at this point. Bring this leg up a bit. Right here is your parallel hips. Now tuck your toe to keep your leg from slipping back. You don't have to lift your knee if you don't want to, but you could if you did. And now every breath can hit right there. So this settles back. Do you feel the tension back here? And then you just breathe into that space. The first step of opening is, can you get to the closed door in your body? Where is opening not happening? And then breath by breath, just through your presence, what opening is becoming available to you? Not even through force, just by putting your attention on a part of your body that feels closed. Okay, I'm going to adjust your back leg a little bit. So bring this, stay where you're at. Let me move you. You're going to come up to here. Tuck your back toes, just so this leg doesn't slide back. Take your knee out to here, your front knee. Yes, that's it. Now as you breathe and settle, let this part settle back rather than your back leg. There you go. So don't let this go back. You see how that's the default? Keep this here and let the right side settle back. There. Do you feel some tension back here? Yeah. So that's where you want to breathe right there. You could stretch your arms forward. Can open up pretty good. Yeah. You could stack your hands under your head. So you kind of play with what works for your upper body. As you breathe and open the back of your right bum. Good. Plant your palms, switch sides. If you wanted to, you could use your strap or your towel. As you take your half pigeon on the left side, you could stick that in your left hip crease. So as you take it, this can go into your hip crease on the left side, fold forward, and you can even use your hands on the strap or the towel and guide your right hip crease back. Yeah, that does something. And deep, slow breaths. All right, Victoria, I'm going to adjust your back leg a little bit. Okay, tuck so it doesn't slide. Okay, now, as you settle this way. Do you feel a stretch at all? Okay. All right, I'm going to adjust your back leg. Just let me move you, okay? You're good right where you're at, right there. Now, tuck so it doesn't move. Take your left knee out to the left side here. Yes, perfect. Now, yeah, so you already kind of feel it. As you settle, you're going to settle back this way. Yeah. Do you feel some stretch? Good. Good. Take one more breath. And then press up to your hands, swing your right leg forward. Come into double pigeon. So left shin on bottom, right shin on top. You could grab your strap or your towel. Place that into your hip creases here. And so step one is settle your sitting bones down. So that action could be pressing down and then lifting up through a tall spine. You could even use the press down to help set your shoulders onto your back. Now that could be enough right there. If you have like, okay, what's next to new here, keep that in your hip creases, and then you begin to tip forward. So you're moving your hip creases back behind you as you lengthen your head up and forward. Good. Lachlan, roll your shoulders onto your back. Yeah, so there's none of the rounding kind of action. Come vertical first. Lift up through here. Yes. Now you can tip. See how your shoulders are going to stay here. And that's probably your edge right there. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then sit all the way up. Switch the cross of your legs. Left shin on top. You can use the towel or the strap to anchor the top of your thigh bones down and lift up through a neutral spine first. So as I look at a lot of you, the ribs are still popping. Keep your front ribs into center. So rather than popping your ribs, lift up through the sides of your body. It's this action. There you go. Now if you've got it, some space, now begin to lean forward. So you'll move the pipe or the strap down and back. You're encouraging your hip creases back. As you tip forward, keep your front ribs in towards center. Even more so. So close this. Yes. Hug back here. That's it. So as you move, it's this tip. There you go, Paige. You feel a new spot start to open? Yep. 3 more breaths. 2 more. Progression in your practice could look like new spots opening up. If you're always hitting the same spot, check your alignment. Take one more breath in and out, and then sit all the way up. Take your legs out wide, seated wide-legged forward fold. Keep the strap or the towel where it's at. Press your upper thigh bones down with the strap or the towel. Ribs in, lift up tall. And then stay here or tip forward. And stay here might even be like stay here on a block. For some of us, sitting on a block could be good. Keegan, sit on a block. I can grab her one too. Press your upper thighs down, lift your spine up and out from your pelvis. And then if it's there, begin to tip forward. Here, pop that right underneath your seat. And you're going to sit right on the edge of it. That's it. Good, Charlie. Jenna, scooch up a little bit towards the edge of the block. So the edge is going to catch you like right under the creases, and that begins to pull you up. Yeah. Good. Excellent. Now sit up as tall as you can. So this all lifts up, and then that might be it. You might be able to tip forward a little bit. So see if this comes with you. Yeah, you got it. Yep. That looks like it right about there. 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath. Good. Sit up tall. Seated single leg extension. Right leg straight forward. If you're on a block, stay on it. Left foot to your right inner thigh. So you're in this position. You can keep the towel or the strap there in that spot. Lift up tall. And then fold over your right thigh. So you can press the towel or strap back. You can reach forward and catch your foot. Good. Bend your knee a little bit, Lachlan. Good. Keep this flexed. Good. Bend your knee more. Yes. Then as you fold, it's this action with your hip crease of just going back deeper. Yep. 2 more breaths. Shoulders on your back. That's it. Beautiful. Sit all the way up. Switch your legs. Seated single leg stretch on the left side. Good. If your left hip crease is not deep, bend your left knee more. So see how open? Bend your knee more, a lot more. So it could even be like that. Yeah. Even more, even more, even more. So that this is relaxed. Yes. So now see how your hip crease is deep. Now as you fold, this goes deeper. That's it. Do you feel this stretch a little differently? Yeah. Breathe right there. Last step, if you can turn your toes up, that's where you want to be at. 1 more breath in and out. And sit all the way up. Stretch both legs down the mat. Seated forward fold. Hips down, arms high. Fold over, catch your feet. And even if your hips are deep but tight, that's another thing I check in my own body. I can get tight or deep with my hip creases, but by gripping them. See if you can let go of the grip. Good. Bend your knees a little bit more right here. Yeah. You can use the strap. The strap's great. Keep them bent. Now draw your chest. That's it. And then fold forward. That's it. Just before your chest would fall, that's where you're going to stop. Do you feel the stretch along the back of your legs? Don't pinch your shoulder blades together. That's a good question. So shoulder blades on your back, but they're not squeezing towards each other. Yes. Breath in. Pull down, drop your head, breathe out. And then come all the way up, reverse table. Good. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Press your hands down and press your chest up into that invisible pipe. Good. Breath in. Open your mouth, breathe out. And sit all the way down, fish pose. Drop back to your forearms. You can also stick a block up high between your shoulder blades. all the muscles across your chest, at the base of your throat, high up in your abdominals, those muscles that can make it tight and difficult to open your chest up, and those actions where we use the pipe at our chest. This pose is an opportunity to create a release in that area of your body. Keegan, try this one because that one hurts. Good. Point your toes towards the front of the room and stretch your big toe mounds to the front. So point. You'll start to feel the structures on the front of your ankles, your shins, the top of your thighs beginning to open. See if you can create that stretch or continue it up the pit of your belly, up across your chest, and out across your two shoulder tips, like a capital letter Y. Good. Here, and internal. Good. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, all the way up under your collarbones. Open your mouth, clear it out. And then if you're on a block, catch your head with a hand, support your neck, roll to the side to get off. If you're not on a block, tuck your chin, lie onto your back. From here, sit up in plow pose. Take your feet up over your head towards the floor behind you. Hands to the middle of your back. So you're going to catch your back, bottom of the rib area, lower back area. Yep, just in plow, plow position. In your plow, scoot your shoulders deeply underneath you as much as you can. This is like the only pose where you're looking for your shoulder blades to touch. You want them that deep underneath of you. Then press your upper arm bones down. Reach your sitting bones up. You might begin to feel a strong stretch up across your upper back, the base of your skull. Good. You can stay here or take your legs up to shoulder stand. Good. As your legs go up, reach your legs towards the front of the room until they stack over your hips. And you'll know you're there because your upper back will light up. So it's really, truly a shoulder stand. You're using your shoulders to stand on the floor, to stomp down, and then stretch all the way up through your feet. Deep breaths. If you're really feeling, if you're sensitive enough, you'll begin to feel the blood in your feet and your legs draining down back towards your heart. I'll typically feel like a temperature change. My feet start to get a little bit cooler. My legs start to get a lighter feeling about them. See if you can feel that switch as you turn everything upside down with your felt sense, what is beginning to change. Good. From shoulder stand, come to plow. From plow, bend your knees, deaf yogi. So now you'll round your spine. Come back to that ragdoll shape with your back. Stretching all the muscles that did the work to keep a strong neutral spine throughout. And then together, roll down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Drop your knees to the right. Look to the left. Supine twist. You've done so much in the way of calling in your attention, intentionally aligning your body, catching defaults, and then getting more on purpose about how you're moving. So now as we shift into deep rest, feel the naturalness of your body now. So the echo of the poses you took on, how is it changing the quality of your twist right now as you effortlessly drop into it? And gather your knees back up through center, drop your knees to the other side. So see if you can just let your arms be out. You're not pushing or prodding or deepening or anything like that. Just open your arms up wide and feel the space, the strength, the stability that you've created through your practice this morning. Give it one more breath. And then come back to center. Hug your knees up into your nose onto your knees. Give the back of your body one more chance to stretch. And then toss your legs out, Shavasana. Stretch your legs long along the mat. Take up space. As you settle in, Jeanette will be coming around with a cool eye towel. She's going to plop it right into your hand. Okay, take a deep breath in. Let it go through your mouth. And then gently take your time, hug your knees into your chest. Roll to a side and press yourself up to a seated position. Okay. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Just feel the naturalness now of the lift of your spine, the naturalness of all the space that you've created. Take a full breath into that space. Then exhale, hands to heart center. One last time here. Take your attention in. Feel the space that you occupy from the skin end, your space. The space where life happens, your sensations, your emotions, your thoughts. And this is the space that only you can create. Set an intention for how you want to create your space for the rest of today, maybe for the week ahead. And we'll set that intention and close our practice with 3 final ohms. Take a breath in. Lift your thumb close to your forehead. Take a breath in. Blow it out through your mouth. And together we say namaste. Namaste. Great job this morning, everybody. So good. Thank you so much for playing along, for playing with some new toys, and hopefully discovering something new about the poses, your body, your practice, and how it could all be. My name is Kelly. If you have any questions about anything, events going on at the studio, why did we do this, what's the practice about, feel free to ask me at the front desk. You can ask Jeanette as well. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Be well. The pipes, stick them back up in this basket on the way out. Your flip chip cards, stick them on this stool on the way out. And if you used any other props, like a strap or a block, something like that, just stick them on the floor in front of the prop area so we can make sure they get nice and clean for next time. And one more thing, the towels. There's so many things now, right? There's a hamper by the door next to the cubbies where your towels can go. So please drop them in there. It's like a little post-yoga obstacle course.